Hey, welcome back, guys. So, performance monitoring, setting that up. Why do you want to do this? First, you can't manage what you can't see, right? Just the simple fact of setting up some performance monitors gives you some insight into how your network's actually responding, which will let you do things like capacity planning. You can look at how much growth and bandwidth you have over your trunk links or over certain portions of your network, and you can make some guesses as to if you need to spend some money and upgrade some switches, where you're going to get the most bang for your buck, right? And fault analysis. How are you possibly going to know something went wrong if you don't know what it looks like when it's going right, right? So all of that is known as baselining. So let's look at how you do that in HP IMC. Hey guys, so here we are on the IMC homepage. So first we're going to go to this device up here in the query bar, 10.101.0.221. This is the specific switch that acts as the core in my network. So that's where I want to start doing the performance testing, performance trending on. So I'm going to click on the little arrow right on the right here and go to Add Monitor. There we go. So this lets us really bypass all the other steps that we could and get right into the device. Go into interface statistics. I am going to select the bits per second as well as the bandwidth percentage speed. And I could go up here and do custom indexes as I want, but IMC is a little smarter than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look here at the bottom. We've got some pre-selected monitor up interfaces only, so we don't want to monitor things that don't have anything plugged into it. And then I have options, connected SNMP link devices, servers, or PCs. So in this case, I'm only going to monitor the ports that are up and are connected to another SNMP device, which would be a trunk link or a router. Right? So this makes our lives really easy. Not much thinking here. Click OK. Wait a couple seconds, and there we go. So now we can click on the succeeded here, and we can see exactly which ports were actually set up with monitors. And for each of the four different transmitting rate, receiving, bandwidth, all that good stuff. Succeeded, we're good to go. Okay, so the next step in what we're going to do here is we're going to go over and look at performance views, because we actually want to be able to bind the trunk ports together and create a nice performance view so we can see very clearly what's going on. So monitoring settings, this is the quick start. This is what we just did and bypassed. Now we're going to go into performance view, and we're going to click on the add button, and we're going to click the trend line because we want to do trending analysis here, right? The other ones, again, read the docs. There's some other ways of presenting the data depending on what you're trying to look at. So we're going to select the four monitors that we're interested in here. We're going to go over to Interphase. And now I'm going to go and select the specific switch, which is that 10.101.0.221. And then I want to select interfaces 2 and 23. Now for my environment, I just happen to know that 2 and 23 are the trunk ports. If you're dealing with larger environments, I'm hoping you have some standardization in place, and you always know that the last port on the switch is the trunk port. Or in this case, I'm showing you right here, we can click on the device alias, and I'm hoping you've got a description on your port as well. So you can see here that that particular port is 5500 to 4210. All right, so I'm going to go again, port 23, so that's the trunk port. And again, I'm going to keep here going through this stuff and just talk over this while I do this. So what's really important in a lot of network management is to make sure you have standardization in place. Make sure you have good naming conventions so that you can identify your devices. Make sure when you're doing your cabling that, come up with a convention that you always know that the last two ports of the switch, those are your ports that are your trunk ports. Make sure you go into the trunk ports and put a description on them. And if things change, make sure you go in and change the description to reflect that, right? These are some of the just basic operational tasks that unfortunately just aren't kept up to speed, but this is the cleaning and tidying that will make your lives much easier in the long run, I promise you. So we're just going to get to the last one here. And then ports 2 and 23, again, my two trunk ports. And we're going to click OK. And there we are. We have added all 8 of those monitors. So the receiving and transmitting bits per second, and receiving and transmitting total percentage of bandwidth used. And we've added those. There we are. We're good to go. Now we're going to click Save, and this will bring us into the dialog box to add, what kind of a view type is it? So let's define the graphs, the view name, the access rights. So if you put in operator groups and you've put in some of the ability to do privilege separation, we'll put that in here. Put a description that's meaningful on here. Again, small things, but they're going to make your lives way easier in the long run. Normally we'd click OK, but in this case, we're going to click Cancel. So I have already defined a view called trunk links, and I'm going to pop into here and we'll take a look at this. So we can see we've got the bits per second as well. We've got some data that's going on over here. And again, this is a home network. It's my home lab, so there's not a ton of data going on. If you actually look in here, we'll drill in a little bit and see exactly how much, and we're at 514K, a whopping 514K. So if we go into total percentage of bandwidth, not much there. So I hope you guys have found that useful. See you guys next time on the next IMC management tutorial.